There we go. I don't know any songs. Good choice. It's the weekend. It's Mailbag. I'm joined this week by Sam and Pete, and Warren will be along soon. On this week's show, we got best summer things, favourite pop, best international toffees, best dives, transfer flops, jacket spuds, Luca Chianti, excuses, celebrities, Brookside, Batman showers, and more. Quick bit of housekeeping before we get started. If you're listening on the Patreon, please do go to our YouTube channel and subscribe. It's free. You don't have to do anything else. You just subscribe. If you are watching on YouTube, please do give us a like. Please do subscribe. Or please do leave a comment. And also, if you've got the money, go over to Patreon. Less than £5 a month. You get everything on there, ad free, and you get a couple of extra shows as well. So that's all good. Anyway, right, let's kick off with the hot topic. Now it's finally slammed shut. Let's rate Everton's transfer window. Pete, I've kind of nicked this off Warren. He did this on the weekly. But anyway, Pete, what are you saying?
I'm happy. I think I can't see. I mean, other than the right back position is probably the one position. I mean, the right wing's sorted now, isn't it? Because we've got Dibbling in. I think probably right back is the only position where you'd say we were desperate for and we haven't improved on. But having said that, Jake O'Brien is doing a fine job there. I think, given the forwards that we've signed as well, I've always had this thing about we want overlapping fullbacks and we need our fullbacks to offer that extra attacking threat. But I think, to be honest, with our front line now, I don't think it's not as necessary. So
you can afford to be a bit ill Barrett and Kanchelskis, can't we, at this point?
Yeah, that's it. Exactly. Just get it up. Just get it up to Jack Grealish. Get it up to Inzaghi. Get it up to Dewsbury Hall, and let them work the magic. You don't have to worry about all that tippy tappy nonsense, passing it around the back, getting it to a full back, and all that. Just get it to the lads up front. But I think I'm going to rate it as highly as a 9 for me personally. I think we've done, given the situation we were in, given how many players we needed to bring in. I'm happy that we didn't go out and panic and just bring in any old player. I think that we've, comparative to other transfer windows, I'd say I'd definitely put it up there as a 9. Certainly the best one we've had in a long time.
Yeah. What would you say, Sam?
I've said an 8, but only because I think it was really exposed recently that the defence is quite shallow. We just don't have a lot of squad players in that respect. But that said, we've now got an incredible front three. I think Dibbling is so good, by the way. Really, really impressive.
Yeah,
like Grealish early doors was fantastic. But I don't know. It just seemed like a bit pie in the sky to expect to then get Dibbling as well. And I think that's fantastic. So, yeah, it's just a really, really good... It's so unmoist, though, isn't it? Having this wealth of creative players, but no sort of defensive backup. It's crazy.
That's the thing, isn't it? It was sort of like, so we were moaning every week on Blue Monday that we need more players. And Roger had a list of squad players, and I think we were down to 13 or something at one point, like excluding Harrison Armstrong, who obviously went on loan, and a couple of keepers. And we were panicking a little bit. But I think they plugged most of the gaps. But as you say, the defence, we've got cover at left back, if you trust him. We've got 4 centre backs when they're all fit, but one of them plays right back, and we've only got Coleman's cover on right back. So like you said, Pete, it's that right back spot that's causing all the issues. But I think getting rolling. I was speaking to John yesterday, and he said he wants to say like roll properly and mail and roll's name, but he's scared he'll sound like Mark Lawrence and saying rail. So is it mail and rail?
Is it rail then?
Rail.
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 Is it like a Wigan kind of?
It'd be hard, wouldn't it, or something? It's got to have that German like.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. That sounds too aggressive for him.
Roll. Yeah, it's not easy.
No, we'll just butcher it. But yeah, it feels like we've got cover pretty much everywhere now.
Yeah. It's weird. Also, James Garner offers a lot of. I mean, for all his distractors, I think James Garner's obviously showed how adaptable he is, and I think he's a really handy squad player to have. Wouldn't necessarily put him in the starting 11 as in centre mid now. But having said that, I think the lad's done really well so far this season, and I think he's solved a few headaches. I think with his performances, Moyes shifted him around that many times, and I think he was kind of testing the water a bit to see, can I trust this lad in these positions, and he's proven he can be trusted. So he's a handy player to have as well.
Well, the Prenton Perlo is now the nesting Phil Neville, I think, because you can just play him everywhere. That's got to be his new one, hasn't it? We'll get Warren's thoughts on this, but if you want Warren's thoughts on it, as I said, just listen to the weekly from last night because I nicked the question from there. Got some thoughts on this. Tangled Up in Blue said he'd say an 8. No idea why right back seemed to be our kryptonite, and we still need pace. A proper 6 defensive midfielder, maybe a 3rd centre forward. The defensive midfielder is a funny one because I don't think we've got anyone apart from Garner Gay who can do that. But it feels like we've got a lot of cover to cover that position. It feels like any of those midfielders can probably drop in there.
Oh, we can swap in and out.
Yeah.
Like it's not like we've been before, like absolutely reliant on a pivot as a sort of fulcrum, is it?
Yeah, exactly. Look at you with your hipster soccer chat there, Sam.
I know.
Pivots and fulcrums.
He's talking XG next.
Ben, I'm honestly glad the window is shut. Let's get on with it now. You got to say that in his voice, but I can't do it justice. He'd score an 8. Definitely could have brought in a few more, but really happy with the players we got in. Stephen, transfer window 7.5 for him. Made some really quality additions, but right back is a massive concern. Don't know about massive, but we'll see if Jake O'Brien gets injured. Rob, right transfer window an 8, just missing the right back. Oliver, the lack of a right back and defensive midfielder or a striker who was guaranteed success, then the window's probably a 7. Better than expected. Could have been a lot worse. Still a lot of work to do. First window in years, however, where we have improved the first 11. And Stu said 8 out of 10 through the window. Some great additions, but would have liked the striker as well. Striker's a funny one, isn't it? Because we did spend 30 million on Thierry Barry, and it's like we can't just write him off and say we haven't got a striker. He's going to take time. And also, as ungainly as Beto is, he'll probably score 10 goals this season if he gets the games, at least. And we're not working on 20-goal a season strikers anymore, are we? Let's face it. You know, if we get a striker who gets 10, 12, we're doing all right, I think.
They don't exist anymore.
No.
Like, I was saying this to someone recently, like, that is still the cliche, but that's not the kind of talent that is being fostered in academies. You don't get a 20-goal a season striker. There'll be 3 of them at best in any given league.
Yeah, and you're never going to get one with Moyes because if you're not running the channels, Moyes won't play you.
Oh, exactly.
That's the thing. Which I think
Unless
is
why.
Yeah. And just don't turn up late, else you're fucked completely. Right.
So do you know what? On that as well, though, you've got Beto. You've got all of these like sort of classy footballers. You've got your, Illiman and Zai, Kieran Dewsbury Hall, Jack Grealish, Diblin as well. You need to add a little bit of variance to that and have just pure chaos. And I think that Beto adds that chaos. He doesn't know what he's doing most of the time, so it must be hell to defend against him. And he does get in good positions. You know,
if you look at Wolves, he was there for that header to nod it in. Michael Keane would have got there if he hadn't been, to be fair, but he was there. And I think you got to give him a bit of credit for Ndai's goal as well, because he does dummy it and take the defender away. It's just good forward play, isn't it? It is easy to write him off, just because he is so ungainly. But do you know what?
Barry as well. Tieno Barry, he's done great for a couple of goals there early on. He puts himself about. Thierry Henry rates him as well. So yeah, I think just a bit of patience. We'll be sound. I'd rather have three players with 10 goals than one player with 15.
Yeah, and we
spread the goals around. Beto fact this week.
What was that? Sorry, Sam.
Did you see the Beto fact this week that came out?
Oh, was it his goal record?
No, it was like a personal fact that he was such a big fan of Samuel Eto'o that he used to spell his name B apostrophe ETO.
No, but so when he scored against Wolves, I put that on Twitter.
No way.
I put Beto, but spelt like Eto'o.
Yeah, this is apparently something he literally used to do. He was a really
big fan. If your name was Beto and you were playing football, you'd have to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Warren turned up and disappeared then.
Love
I think
mystery.
he's trying to sort out his mic. He'll join when he's ready. Oh God, I just got a message on my computer then. Do you want to reboot? No, not just now. Thanks. Right, we'll move on to Foxy's question. Feels like the summer has now slammed shut too. What was your favourite thing about it? Sam, what was your best thing in summer?
God, the first thing that came into my head is I had a really weird summer project this summer, because I normally do a football podcast throughout the season, and we decided, me and the lads I do it with, decided we wanted a summer project, and so we did a 6-episode intense breakdown of the first season of BBC sitcom Goodnight Sweetheart. And that was surprising.
Rodney from Fools and Horses, wasn't it?
Yeah, with Nicholas Lyndhurst, yeah, where he's like a time-traveling bigamist. So that was something that we just completely, on the fly decided to do, and it was actually quite fun. We quite enjoyed that.
Good stuff. So he was a time-traveling bigamist, but it wasn't sold like that. He was just between relationships between times, wasn't he, or something?
Yeah, but he is married in 1993, and he does go back to 1940 and get married there. So I don't think, legally speaking, he goes and has a son in 1940 as well.
Oh my God. Has he never seen Back to the Future?
I know, right?
My God.
The other thing as well about it is he basically plagiarizes all the Beatles songs, doesn't he? Because he plays the piano, and he goes in and plays all the songs. So I'm thinking, in that reality, that the Beatles kind of not exist now because he's nicked all their songs. So they wouldn't. Do you know what I mean? Like, everyone would just say, "Well, you've stolen that song."
Well,
there's kind of like a,
in their lifetime together with his 1940 wife, like, they are going to come along and exist, and that is going to look well dodged. So they haven't really thought about the timeline that much. I don't think they anticipated it running for as long as it did. They didn't really anticipate 6 episodes worth.
So, well, people are watching this shit. Okay, let's keep going.
Yeah. So that was an unexpected bonus, let's say.
What's it called then? Where is it? Where can we get it?
It's called Good Pod Sweetcast. And you can get it on the website of Ian King, where he writes about non-league football. That's called Unexpected Delirium.
Yes, it's a good podcast as well. I would recommend that one. It's a good podcast and a newsletter as well, isn't it?
It's a really good newsletter if you like your non-league bits. There's not many people doing it, so
yeah, it is good. Warren, best bit of the summer, mate.
Can you hear me okay?
I can now, yeah. Can you hear us?
Can you hear me okay? Yeah, I can hear you clearly. Yeah. No, just before I answer the question, that was my favourite show. One of my favourite shows. I've got the DVD collection right there.
Really?
Of all Good Night.
Have you got anything to play?
I love watching it. I just think it's. I've got anything to plagiarise. I haven't, no, but I definitely do what he does in the show. Go back and make out all the songs on my own. It was when one of the funniest ones was when it's someone's, one of the friends. He goes back to the 40s, and it's someone's birthday, and he says, "How old are you, Lil?" And she says 63. So then he starts singing "When I'm 64," and he claims it as his own, which I thought was great. No, but I plagiarised.
No,
I'd do that. Yeah, happily go back.
Yeah. I think you misheard me.
What did you say?
I can't remember what I said. Now it's gone. Anyway, what was your favourite bit of the summer?
Favourite bit of the summer? Well, I won't bang on about it because I know people are sick to death of me talking about it, but I was away in America for 5.5 weeks. Obviously, been lucky enough to know people over there and to get the time off to do with work and stuff. So I sampled all the very best of the Midwest American culture. Went to baseball games, went to our barbecue food, went to different events, different things, went to an MLS game. So yeah, all of it. Just loved it all. So yeah, I had a great summer, really good summer. Sad it's all ended.
Yeah, and that does sound about, to be fair. And it's like you come back and it's just banging towards them straight away. Big coat out and everything. Shite.
I know, yeah. Straight into the fall.
Yeah, the fall, yeah. Pete?
I've got to say, the Oasis reunion, didn't manage to get to any of them myself, but just seeing it took me right back to the 90s. It was Oasis were obviously such a big band for me as well when I was a kid. Love Noel Gallagher, love Liam Gallagher's solo stuff, and just seeing Oasis back together was brilliant, and seeing all those people on Gallagher Hill as well, climbing up trees and looking over and all that type of thing. Just thought it was great. And it was a nice, I just think in a world like we live in today, we need a bit of Oasis. Brings everyone together.
It was incredible. It was great. Yeah. And I would just like to reiterate this point. A bucket hat is for life, not just for Oasis. Just want to point that out. I think my favourite bit was trip to Morocco. Went to Marrakesh with the kids. All inclusive by the pool, a couple of days in Marrakesh. It was great. And picked up the Royal Blue Fez.
Nice.
Come on.
Nice.
So we were walking around the markets in Marrakesh, and there was like, I'm going to have to buy a Fez. Because in Morocco, when I was like 6, and I bought a Fez then. And then Joe pointed out this blue one. So this is staying on for the rest of the podcast. So can't beat that. I'm going to squeeze out the last bit of summer now, which is Stu's question. Following the Pepsi deal announcement and subsequent outcry from hardcore Coca-Cola fans, what's your carbonated soft drink of choice? For him, it's Dandelion and Burdock. Pete?
Dandelion Burdock is a strong choice. Strong choice right there. It depends on where you are as well. Because if you're away on holiday, Fanta Lemon, if they still do it, because some places have stopped doing it now, but Fanta Lemon is up there as a holiday drink.
Oh, it is 100%, and vodka.
Wouldn't drink it either.
But I think Fanta Lemon and Lemon Fanta is a bit of a nice lolly ice thing,
Yeah,
it's
Fanta. Well, it's Fanta Lemon, isn't it?
Yeah, I would call it Lemon Fanta. I don't know. Maybe that's a thing. Maybe I'm making it up. Maybe I'm just trying to cause murder. I don't know. But yeah, it's a good choice. Lemon Fanta. Defo. I don't like Dandelion and Burdock though. Everyone nodded with that, and I think it tastes like medicine.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, it's like Parma Violets.
Hard disagree.
Same. Yeah.
It's a medicinal floral one, so you can't. It's love or hate.
Yeah. If someone gave me Dandelion and Burdock and Parma Violets, I wouldn't be impressed really. But Sam, what are you going for?
Oh, I've got. I reckon 3. Dependent on occasion as well. It's like Diet Coke for every day. Ting, the grapefruit one for enjoying yourself for funsies. And if you're at a fancy place at a wedding or something and you're not drinking, it's like elderflower and soda.
Oh yeah, good shout. Such a class that.
Yeah, you need to you need to treat your soft drinks with respect.
This is true, yeah. Don't just go in on full fat Coke on every occasion. Just look like a heathen doing that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree. Warren?
Well, firstly, before I answer, I am of the opinion that I'm controversial. Pepsi is better than Coke.
I agree.
Yes, Warren. Yes, Warren. Strong agree.
I think it's much nicer taste. So I was delighted with our recent commercial deal, should we say? I think I'm going to have to agree with Pete and with Sam. I think it's dependent on occasion. So for me, Friday night chippy tea, you need to have Dandelion and Burdock with it. That's just me. I think in the summer, love a Dr. Pepper. And I love a cream soda Dr. Pepper as well.
Underrated. What a show.
Yeah, look, cream soda Dr. Pepper as well. I love. And what I do love, cream so I don't think you can get it over here. Yeah, you get it in the States, but you can get it in, a lot of these American candy stores that they have over here as well. They sell the different flavors. So you can get strawberry and cream Dr. Pepper. You can get cream soda. You can get blackberry Dr. Pepper. You can get a few of them. But you get different flavors, but the cream soda one right up there. I'd strongly advise for any Dr. Pepper and cream soda fans to try it out. But for me, the ultimate drink, I think if doesn't matter what the occasion is, doesn't matter what the time of year is, doesn't matter what you're eating before, after, hungover, sober, whatever it is, Iron Brew. love Iron Brew, and the original one as well, not the new Sugar Tax version, the original first recipe that you can get. I loved it when I went to Scotland and didn't realise they had it on tap with the rest of the soft drinks you can get. So Iron Brew and vodka, or Iron Brew and whatever, Iron Brew top in your lager. But no, love an Iron Brew. Drink of choice for me.
I remember the first time I got the kids Iron Brew. We were driving up to the Highlands, and I got them in a glass bottle, and the two of them just shared it between them in the back of the car, necked it, and they just loved Iron Brew since. It was like the greatest thing they'd ever had. But yeah, if you've not had it before, it is amazing, isn't it?
Can I ask you something?
I love
Can I ask you
Warren's
about Iron
the
Brew?
only. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's all right. Can I ask you something about Iron Brew, though?
Go on,
You know, like
Pete,
if you
what?
try and explain the flavour, how do you explain the flavour of Iron Brew without just saying it tastes like Iron Brew?
Scotland from Girders.
Because
It just is its own flavour.
It's not orange, and it's not vanilla. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, it's hard to describe. Do you know what I love about it? What's so unique? It's very
Scottish, I think.
I don't know. It's just like I'm a bit like that with Dr. Pepper. I mean, no, Dr. Pepper's more. Yeah.
Oh, Dano, you just broke up there, Warren. I'm just going to just quickly on this one then. My two choices were green cream soda from the Pop Man or Dr. Pepper. So now I'm clearly going to have to hunt down this cream soda, Dr. Pepper, because it does sound like the best thing ever. Right, back to the football. One from Dave on Patreon. As we're stuck in this nonsense of an international break, how about who has been Everton's greatest international player? Some question this. Warren, who have you got? I think Warren's broke up. I'll come back to him. Pete?
Greatest international player. We're talking of all time, because Neville Southall is obviously the go-to, isn't he? All-time Wales record cap or appearance holder, holder. Is that a thing? Cap holder.
Yeah.
I think in more modern times, in terms of impact, I think Tim Cahill's got to be up there in terms of doing it on the big stage as well. But then you've got to say Wayne Rooney in a singular tournament for when he was the summer before he left for United and when he lit up the Euros. I think he's right up there as well. But it's a difficult one. I'd probably go for Neville Southall overall.
Yeah, but the only thing with Big Nev is he didn't have the international accolades, did he? He got the caps, but he didn't have the major tournaments because Wales didn't really qualify for anything, which is weird because their team was so good at the time. Had him, Ratcliffe, Van Howe, Hughes, Ian Rush. You think even if it's shit in between, you got enough there to do something, haven't you? To be honest, but strange. Sam, who are you going with?
Oh, I went knee-jerk with this and just went for the moment. And I thought there's no one who people will remember for a single moment in international football like Marco Materazzi.
Oh, what a shout.
Obviously, it was him, people will, long after we're dead, people will remember the Zidane headbutt. So
yeah,
that's mine.
Yeah, it's probably one of the most memorable World Cup moments ever, isn't it? Like, I mean, more memorable than like who won it that season, I think, for me.
Yeah, you'll remember where you were. I was talking about this with someone the other day. You'd like, with football moments, you remember, you get like a flashbulb memory. Like, know, when people talk about when JFK was assassinated, but you get that with football moments. You remember, Rooney's stamp, Beckham kicking out, Zidane's headbutt. You remember everything about the moment.
Yeah, that is a hell of a shout. I hadn't even thought of him. And and he won a lot as well, didn't he? So that is that's a tremendous shout.
That's here, yeah.
Warren?
I think purely from a record and ability point of view, I'm going to have to say Lineker, because for a long time he held the record, didn't he, for most English goals until I think Rooney broke it first, didn't he, and then Harry Kane obviously later. So yeah, I know he was only there for the one season, but I think just on sort of the basis of having that record for such a long time, I'd have to go for him. But love the Big Nev shout, and I love the Materazzi shout as well, I do have to say.
Yeah, Materazzi was a brilliant show. Yeah, I think Lineker's probably mine, just purely for the '86 World Cup finals, where there was him, Reed, Stephen, and England were doing bits in the World Cup, and it was great. But Dave said, sorry,
shout out Chloe Kelly as well, by the way. Shout out Chloe Kelly, winner in the winning goal basically in the 2 Euros finals. Obviously, the first one from open play, the second one this summer from the penalty spot. Chloe Kelly. I think that tops everyone, to be honest with you. You know, you don't get winning 2 tournaments like for your country. It's a bit of a mark on the international stage, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the closest we could have had to that was Pickford. But England can't take penalties, so no.
Can't take penalties, exactly.
Dave said, as an oldie, he'd make the case for Lineker. I think he had the most successful international career in his lifetime. Honourable mentions to Ray Wilson as a World Cup winner and Jordan Pickford for appearing in the most finals. It's Alan Ball or Big Nev, said Stephen, I think. And Stephen said, can we claim Rooney? He was insane in Euro 2004. Like I said, Pete. So yeah, probably a shout out for Alan Ball, but didn't win the World Cup with Everton, obviously. He was at Blackpool time. Ian has asked, hi guys, hope you're well. Everyone good? What's the worst dive you've ever seen? Good stuff. What's the worst dive you've ever seen by an Everton player or an opponent? Stam.
Well, he has Limpar against Wimbledon for this.
He does, yeah.
And I really struggle to see beyond Limpar as in his general diving career. I think the Wimbledon example is the most notable, but let's not forget he really made an art out of that over his entire stint with us. Doesn't he own a beach bar now in Ibiza or somewhere called Limpar's?
I need to look this up. Unless he's got like a Lothario brother, like Gary Lineker, who owns.
Yeah, I don't think he's got a Wario brother.
Oh my God, he is as well. Gary Lineker's Wario.
Oh, he really is, isn't he?
He is. He really is.
Right down to the facial hair, like.
Yeah, everything about him. Just a couple from last time. Liam said he'd say Tim Howard just for Dave. Secretary of Defence. And Johnny Atomic said it's Alan Ball or Big Nev, my mistake. Anyway, Ian's question, worst dive, yeah. Limpar did make a career out of it, but his one, like Ian said, against Wimbledon was outrageous, wasn't it? Yeah. And more than made up for the handball, the inexplicable handball. Christ, what a day. Pete?
If it's against Everton, I've got to go for Gerrard in that Clattenburg derby, where at any point from the halfway line, he was actually getting fouled, and he could have gone down at any point. And it's the way he waited, and he fair play to him. Like he stood on his feet, stayed on his feet. As soon as he got to his foot stepped on that line into the area, he goes down. And I just think it wasn't like a split second decision to dive. He literally planned that dive for like 40 yards. So there's a lot that goes into that thinking. So I think the worst one, and especially because of how the game ended as well. You know, Hibbert gets sent off. I think, we have that thing with where Lescott should have had a penalty towards the end. Clattenburg obviously didn't send off to Cout and all that type of thing. Did you see him talking about that recently, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and he was like,
didn't he?
Yeah.
It was a linesman thought about their Cout. The linesman told me it wasn't a sending off. You were looking at it.
There was kids in the upper Bullens ducking. It was that high.
Yeah, he tried to sort of like make out like he was just a normal day at the office. He just got a couple of things wrong though, mate. You were shite, and you were shite, and you were worse than shite because he did it deliberately. Convinced. Warren.
I remember the time. It was when Suarez had just signed for them, and we just signed Jelavic, and it was all the headlines about Suarez being a diver, being a cheat, and all this sort of thing. And he was getting hammered, obviously, by us, of course he was. And I remember the Liverpool fans defending him furiously. And then I can't remember what game it was, but we played a game, and about 2 weeks after all this was going on, Jelavic dived and in a game. And I just remember sections of like the crowd like laughing and telling them to get up. And then it was all like the thing. Then like that's the difference between the two sets of fans. Like one tolerates that, and the others, don't tolerate it basically. So yeah, I think remember that, and then I remember quite quickly after that, because it was just eruptions of laughter. I remember quite quickly after that, like he never did it again. He never. But then that coincided with him probably turning shit. So maybe he should have kept diving.
Shit, that was the turning point. That was when he turned crap.
That was the turning point. It must be, yeah. When he stopped doing it, yeah. So
Can I just say as well? Am I imagining this? But at some point during that same time period, didn't Phil Neville dive?
Yeah.
And it was like a really
Oh, it was awful.
ridiculously bad, like 2-footed
So
swan dive, and he got booked for it as well. It was the worst dive. It was like the worst dive you've ever seen in your life. I need to find a clip of that.
I think that was after Moyes had come out and said about Suarez as well, wasn't it? And then the interview Brendan Rodgers after, and Brendan Rodgers was basically slagged Phil Neville off. Don't even speak to me about it after all, because fair enough, we'd hammered Suarez, haven't we? Players, manager, the lot, and then Phil Neville does that.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Sam?
And poor Gary Neville was having to commentate on that as well. Like, imagine having to commentate on your brother, like, making a show of himself.
Mine was, don't know if anyone remembers this, Kevin Ratcliffe and Vinnie Jones. So I think we're talking late 80s, early 90s. Vinnie Jones puts his head in on Kevin Ratcliffe, and Kevin Ratcliffe goes down like he's just thrown in the best headbutt on him ever. It was a shock. I got Vinnie Jones sent off, to be fair, which was nice. But it was a belt. If you can dig that out, it's absolutely awful. It's not even convincing in the slightest. It's about 5 seconds too late, and he just crumples. Denby's question. Right, Warren, come to you first on this. The Denby Castle has asked, which Everton player would reside on Brookside Close, Warren?
So I was thinking about this because I saw this question earlier today when I was in work, and I thought the standard answer, for me whenever I'm on Mailbag is Jordan Pickford. For every question, the answer is Jordan Pickford. However, I think you've got to get a Scouser on there. So you've got to get a previous Evertonian who's a Scouser. So I think for Brookie in its later days, and even probably when it first come out as well, had some pretty over the top storylines, some pretty serious stuff as well. Some stuff that maybe when it first come out was groundbreaking and whatever, and then other stuff later on just become a bit laughable how silly it got. So I think you need a bit of comedy in there. You need a bit of comedic value. So I think you've got to have John Bailey in there.
Yeah, that's a shout. I'm also thinking now, Mark Ward is the close baddie. Definitely. That would work for me. Definitely.
That would work. Yeah.
I also thought as well, like current Everton players. I don't know if he's posh, but his name's really posh. So Kiernan Dewsbury Hall is the new Max Farnham. I could see that.
Yeah, that's a great shout. Yeah.
Sam?
Yeah, I couldn't see beyond Jordan Pickford here, but I suppose if we're going silly, maybe we could have Thomas Gravison come back post-wealth and with his monster girlfriends and just sort of cobbling a few houses together, knocking them through, having his little mini estate. That might be nice.
Gravison returns to the streets. Yeah, defo having that. Pete?
Merlin Roll. How do you say his name?
Roll.
He's the scousest looking non-scouse lad I've ever seen in my life. He's a pair of 110s away from being a full scouser. I think I don't know whether he'd be a main character, might just be like a bit of an extra, but he'd be convincing. I just think.
Did you see that Photoshop someone did? Is it a Photoshop now? That makes me sound really old saying something's a Photoshop. But where someone put like some sunglasses on him with strings on. And just
yeah.
Yeah, he has got the proper catwig. Justin said Dunk or Gravison, which is a good shout.
Yeah.
Chris.
Peter Reid would be good on it as well.
Oh yeah.
Peter Reid is Harry Cross.
Sort of old character.
All right, the Peter Reid's Harry Cross, who's Ralph, who lives with him. His matey would that be? Could be John Bailey, to be honest.
Tom Davies, yeah, or John Bailey, yeah.
Snods would be in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the shout. Chris, sorry, I asked, given Tony Hibbert's newfound love of Instagram, which other former player needs a social media presence? I need to look this up, actually. I haven't looked at it. Has anyone seen Tony Hibbert's Instagram?
Absolutely.
Has Peter Reid got one? Because I'm not on Instagram anymore, and I think Peter Reid must have some good days out and good stories and whatever. Because he's always out with former players.
He would just tweet pictures of himself visiting his elderly mother from the other side of the window pane and stuff. Yeah. He was just like an absolute delight.
It'd be great value on there, just as day to day what he gets up to, and also as well from a fashion point of view, because I think Peter Reid has got some great clobber, so that only he could get away with.
Oh, he's a gangster. Yeah, he's got a sort of gangster, old school mob boss look about him, hasn't he?
He should wear that hat wherever he goes. That hat should never leave his head. It's amazing. I just checked on Tony Hibbert's Instagram. Actually, he's got one post up. If this is the right one, and it's just like a piece of notepaper. Professional football and new to Instagram. Everton FC football follow.
No, his one. He's got about 6 up, and he's got a load of. It's like Big Fish and mid-lager. It's spot on.
Yeah, the Blair's not helping you. There you go.
Your screen's Blair there, Pete.
Yeah, that's the one. I've got some.
Peter Reid's got one. Peter Reid has got one.
Oh, has he? Oh, I'd get him on there then. Yeah, get him on
Blue
there.
tick as well.
It's quite frightening actually how many people have made parody Tony Hibbert accounts and not really posted anything. Would you bother? Yeah, so go ahead. Pete, which other former player needs to be on social media?
To be honest, I don't really. I mean, Big Dunk, he definitely won't have social media, will he? Duncan Ferguson.
No, but that's what I was thinking. I think Duncan Ferguson doing really mundane day-to-day stuff on Instagram would be brilliant. Big Dunk putting the bins out. Big Dunk picking the post up. Just really Big Dunk.
Yeah, Big Dunk giving you a dressing down. I feel like he could like solve a lot of the world's problems. Have you ever seen that one where he's like telling this kid that he needs to make sure he studies, and if he doesn't, then Big Dunk's going to come and see you type thing. And I just think if Big Dunk looked down the camera and told the world to just behave, I feel like it would probably work. Maybe that's what we're missing. He can be like the medicine to all of these lunatics online who try and cause shit. Big Dunk can just turn up and say, "Stop it." And then it's done, innit?
I've just finished reading his book as well, and it's really, 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 really good reads. And he talks a little bit about that in the book as well, about that video, because it went viral, didn't it? So if you haven't read it yet, anyone, it's well worth the read. It's very good.
Yeah, I need to get that. Actually, he's a couple of mates want to go and see him in Chester, I think in February. He's doing a talk, so I might go to that. Don't know why Chester, because he's done close to home, but we might want to go to Chester. Anyone else got a social media presence for an Everton player, Sam?
Well, I'm really loving Tony Hibbert so far. He's got a picture of a bang average pint of Peretti or something. Just saying, going down very nicely. And I'm like, oh yeah, I love you. Like a massive carp, like a 23-pound carp, and a picture of his daughter looking really grumpy and miserable while they're having a meal. And it's just like your mate's Instagram. I really like it.
Yeah, do you know what? That does sound quite wholesome. I do like the idea of this, just a picture of a bang average pint.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's such a cheap pint for a man who must be reasonably wealthy. And like I used to fish a lot when I was a kid as well, so I love a picture of a big fish, like a big carp.
Tony Hibbert's Instagram is your one, then, defo.
Yeah.
Ben has asked, which non-Everton transfer do you think will flop this season? So we're all hoping it's Wirtz then, yeah.
Yeah, but we know he's going to come out smelling the roses because it's them. They always land upwards, don't they?
Probably September 20th. Most likely.
Yeah, probably.
Who do you reckon then, Warren?
I think, apologies if I pronounce it wrong, is it Gyökeres, the Arsenal striker?
Oh,
I
yeah.
think he's all. To me, he's very much an Arsenal player in the sense of he's a bit of a flat track bully. Like does it in the Championship, obviously when he was at Coventry, done it in Portugal, but now he's come and there's all this hype and talk about him. And I thought he was woeful at Anfield, and I thought he was poor in. I think it was Old Trafford. It was Old Trafford won it. The first game Arsenal had, and he scores 2 against Leeds. One of them a penalty. So
Yeah.
I think it's going to be him, but I think Arsenal are probably looking like that team as well. Just because it's Arsenal, I think a few of their players don't look up to the hype so far. So yeah, I'm going to go for him anyway. I don't think he's going to be as. I might listen. It might come back to haunt me, and I might have to eat a bit of humble pie and retract my statements and my words. But I think him definitely.
Yeah, you feel there's a reason Brighton got rid of him, and he ripped it up in the champ, and that's been about it. The champ, the Portuguese league. He's looked out of his depth so far, hasn't he? You know, it's like you say.
And I think the worst thing for me as well. The worst thing for me as well is he's got middle-aged men doing that stupid celebration with his hands. Middle-aged Arsenal fans.
Yeah.
Awful. Yeah.
Oh, just yeah.
I hope he does now. 100%. Hope it's him. Pete.
Benjamin Sesko, United. Same
yeah.
sort of reasons. He reminds me so much of that Højlund. I just get the same vibes. I think Man United is such a basket case of a club, and I think that he's another one who'll just get swallowed up. At the end of the day, we handed them over prime Lukaku, who was banging in like 25 goals for us.
Yeah,
and he went there and they didn't like him. I just don't think there's any. I just don't see it working. Again, it might be wrong, but Sesko, and also that big Galusi who's just signed for Newcastle as well. The big, the German fella, 6'7" or something, or whatever he is. Yeah, him. I don't know his name. That one.
Yeah, do you know what? Every time I look at him, this might be quite a niche reference, but all I see is King Louis off D'Artagnan and the Three Muskehounds. He looks exactly like him with his little beard. Honestly, Sam.
I don't know if he's going to flop as such, but I think he's going to have some really funny moments. Is Kuna at United, because he'll score some goals, but he likes a pot shot from distance, doesn't he? And so he's going to have some. There's going to be some really amusing, wild, speculative shots from him. So I think that'll at least be funny, which is all we can hope for. Yeah,
look forward to lower league game, FA Cup round 3 for the amount of people who stand up behind a goal and go, "Way!" It'll be off the scale. Right, next up, we've got a question from Luca Chianti, who, if people don't know, he is the world's most prominent sports writer. So I am absolutely delighted.
Gets a lot of stuff right as well, you know.
He does get a lot of stuff right.
He's got a really good record of getting scoops.
For anyone questioning his credentials, look up his scoops on Steven Gerrard to Rangers, Isak to Liverpool. He was first in with that. Kevin Thelwell under pressure at Rangers, and he also called the Rangers director of football going to Notts Forest. So, do you know what I mean? Once. Could be lucky. Twice.
Well, I mean, the Isak one he called in February about Isak.
Yeah, months ago.
Yeah, February. I mean, that's nearly last year. So
yeah, you don't have a strike record like that if you're not really in the know. But his question is, hello team, hope you're all super. What's your favourite abbreviated team name, please? LC. Sam, what's your favourite abbreviated team name?
The non-Notts team, are we talking?
We can go Notts team if you want.
I genuinely saw someone cry arson recently over people abbreviating Manchester United to Man U.
What?
Right?
There's a big thing about that with United fans. Yeah, they don't like it.
I've never heard a fan say Man U. Shut up, you haven't. That's just words. That's just the English language.
It's like, are you Man U? You? Well, yeah, you Man U. Bang, there you go. That's it. That's a mad one. I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
So are they just very much like, no, we're United? That's it.
Yeah, I think so. But I spoke my partner's United fan. He'd never heard of it. So,
Really?
so it is. This is clearly a very petty subset of United fans. In case Luca wants to possibly explore that further.
It's something you can pick up on, I'm sure. Definitely. Pete?
See, I followed Luca's journalism closely over the years, and his colleague Keith as well. I think there's a number of really quality journalists in that whole setup. And I've seen a debate about Notts Forest, and I, without wanting to like wind Notts Forest fans up, I've always referred to them as Notts Forest. I didn't know that it was a thing. As far as I'm aware, commentators have always called them Notts Forest. I didn't know it was
They're
like
literally a knot, aren't they? So
it literally. So I don't know where that sort of thing comes from, and I think it's been pointed out a number of times as well. Is that obviously the two teams are separated by the Trent River, I think it is.
yeah,
You've got Notts County on one side and Notts Forest on the other. But actually, because of where the river is, Notts Forest is actually not in the city. It's in Nottinghamshire anyway. Do you know what I mean? So I don't get it. I don't understand what the issue is. But I'll continue to refer to them as Notts Forest, and it's not done in a malicious way. It just is how they've always been. Man U as well, by the way. I'm sure that's how they're abbreviated, like on telly. You know when they have the shortened version. It does say Man U, doesn't it? I've never heard of that either.
It
I
does.
suppose Man City wouldn't be Mank, though, would it?
Just on that, Jack points out that the hashtag #CryArse is the best hashtag in those little football things where you get hashtag #CryArse is incredible. Good shout. Warren, favourite abbreviated football team?
So I've got two for weird, strange reasons. One is whenever they talk about the US men's national team or the US women's national team, it's USMNT. And I remember, I think it was McMoomans on Twitter always said, it always just reminds me of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because of the way it's abbreviated. And then the other one I like is Queen of the South, because when it's abbreviated, I just always think of Queens of the Stone Age.
Yeah,
so
that's what it looks like.
They're my reasons for it. So yeah. So for silly reasons, they're my two.
I do think USMNT is another reason why Americans should be kept well away from abbreviations and acronyms. Just stay away from it, lads. You can't do it.
Leave our American cousins alone.
You know what? I have got nothing against our American cousins, but they cannot do acronyms. They just can't do it. It's meant to make the name easier.
But they argue that football should be called soccer, but then half of the teams have got FC in it. So, do you know what I mean? So
the land of
it doesn't compute.
Just on this one, KJG said PSG sounds very grand, but I've got to go with Notts Forest. Quintessentially English, he's right. You know, it's it's kind of unanimous. A couple on spuds now. Is this the hot potato topic? Sorry, Dan. Kept me coat. Dan, it's over here. Dan said, favourite jacket potato filling, and would you queue up from 2 a.m. to get one? Laura Gates also asked queuing for spuds, yes or no. And Chris said, yeah, that was my question too. So the three of them have basically asked this question. We'll go first with, would you queue up from 2 a.m. to get a jacket potato? This is obviously because Spud Bros has just opened in town. No, I wouldn't. I really like trainees. No. I wouldn't queue up from 2 a.m. for a pair of trainees. So, no, it's definitely not a spud. Anyone? No? No, fuck that. No. Favourite jacket potato filling them? Sam, you got a couple of answers?
Oh, yeah, I have. Because if you, more than one person asked, so I've got more than one answer. In an out and about scenario, it's jacket potato, beans and cheese. But if I'm at home, because I don't want to dirty a pan and a cheese grater, I'll just have it with creme fraiche and chopped chives. So
that's a great house.
Oh, it's really good.
Yeah.
That was my lunch for about 3 months consistently last year.
Oh man. So like I've been on like a solid sort of, if I'm having a jacket potato for dinner, cheese and beans. And spring onion, which adds a nice little tang.
Oh yeah, spring onion's good.
I've not thought of that. Creme fraiche and chives. Doing that next week. Defo.
Creme fraiche or like sour cream, anything like that, and
Yeah.
loads of chives and pepper. Spot on.
Oh, I'm in. Love that. Pete?
I'm very, very basic tuna mayo. Just
Solid.
possibly a bit of sweet corn. I like sweet corn with my tuna mayo, but I'm not like a huge jack of potato fan, to be honest with you. I will have one. They are nice. They fill a gap, but I wouldn't be queuing up for one, and I certainly wouldn't be paying like more than quid for a jack of potato.
No chance. Warren?
I am a big fan of beans and coleslaw in mine. But one time I did, and it was unbelievable. I had an Indian takeaway the night before with a tiny little bit left over, enough to put on a jack of potato. Curry on a jack of potato is the business.
Oh, wow.
Strongly advise that anyone who's not tried it. Bit of cheese on there as well. Outstanding.
I like that. So I've got this. So Louise has tuna, cheese, and beans, which I think is just ridiculous. You can't be having tuna and cheese and beans together.
Is that tuna mayonnaise?
No.
Yeah,
It's
tuna
not
mayo
tuna.
with cheese and beans. I just find that a bit odd. I don't know. Maybe it's acceptable.
Smell of tuna knocks me sick.
I don't think it is. This sort of thread went off on a bit of a tangent as well. So Chris on the back of this asked, anyway, ever slept with a potato in your bed? My gran used to swear by it. Alleviates cramp, apparently. So Sam, you've heard of the onions one, haven't you? Is that put onions on your feet?
I'm sure it's if you got a cold or something, you're meant to put half an onion in your sock, aren't you? But
Yeah.
I'm sure grands are just pranking us here.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced. I think they're just laughing at us.
Got a cold? Ever stuck a carrot in your ear? It works.
Yeah, exactly.
That kind of thing in it. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Anyone ever slept with a potato? Not in that way.
On the biblical sense.
That's why I can't have jack of potatoes anymore. Flashbacks. Stay away. I was going to say something, by the way. You know the onion thing? The onion thing, there might be something in that, because don't they say when you do gloss painting, you're meant to leave a chopped onion in the room and it takes away the smell. So maybe there's something in that in terms of, because when you go back to a chopped onion the day after, it's black because it absorbs lots of stuff in the air. So maybe there's something in that, in terms of helping the room to, I don't know.
Well, we'll all be getting cold soon because it'll be like, oh, the weather's turned, hasn't it? That's all a few weeks off. So if it happens, strap some onions to your feet and let us know.
Let's go.
Laura did ask, would you rather sleep with a potato or an onion? And Chris rightly said, be arse thinking of onions, which is fair enough. One from Liam on Patreon. What's the worst excuse you've used to try and get out of something? He didn't want to go for a night out on Halloween, so he said he was sick after eating a dodgy banana. I mean, I don't know, it might make you sick, I'm not sure. Warren, any dodgy excuses?
I mean, I've done the classic, when I was a kid at school, doing the not the dog ate my homework excuse, but I've done excuses like it blew away in the wind and that sort of stuff. I've done that. But no, I've used, like, not necessarily using poor excuses, but just things pretended I'm ill before, because you don't want to do. And I mean, I've learned as I've got older, just if I don't want to do something, I'll just tell people outright, no, I'm not doing it. But when I was younger, I used to really worry if, like, I didn't do something or didn't get involved. So I'd make up an excuse, like I was ill or I was sick or something's happened to the car or I've got a flat tire or I'm, doing whatever. So I've done all them before, but it's just better to be honest, isn't it?
It is, but I do like to furnish people with an elaborate lie. I'm not, I do like to give people, I've made up this story. It's got a whole backstory as well because I don't just want to say no. I do like to furnish people with that. Give that away, no, haven't I? Basically, I would just use my kids, even though they're like grown-ups now. Sam?
No, I haven't got the bottle for it. I can't sustain a lie like that. I'm not a good liar. But sometimes, like, stupid stuff happens to me and it's God's honest truth and it just sounds like I'm lying just because I'm a particularly clumsy, accident-prone person. But
your flying flaming toaster has stuck with me. things like that. It's like you cannot legislate for that kind of bad luck.
Like that.
Yeah.
Setting fire to next door's garden because the toaster went on fire is that just very much symbolises my life.
See, and once people know that, they should just give you a pass. That's like, yeah. If she's not made it, something weird happened, basically. I think that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Pete?
I think now I don't drink. I think back in the past, I probably would have had to have come up with a fair few excuses as to why I was just massively hungover. I've been of the opinion that the more elaborate, sometimes the better, because people are less likely to question it. But I don't necessarily think, I'm quite honest. Now, I'm very antisocial. I don't like drinking. I don't like being around people who are drinking. I don't like being in pubs. So sometimes I'll get to the stage of literally leaving the house and think, I can't be bothered. But I'll just, I'm quite honest about that. I don't really think I make excuses anymore. Certainly not like. But in the past, you've got the more elaborate, the better. You've got to have a three-part strategy to it. You've got a plan. You've got to be dedicated to the lie as well. You've got to. I mean, the really long drawn out ones as well, where you're like, I'll be there soon, and it's like I haven't fucking moved off the couch yet. But that type of that's there's been a fair few of them over the years. Basically, if I ever don't turn up for anything, it's nothing personal to anyone. It literally is just because I haven't left the house yet because I don't like being around people drinking. There you go.
Do you know what though? You're so right. Like pubs, if you're not drinking, are so boring. I cut back a bit this year, and it's only now I've noticed. Oh God, being in a pub unless you're pissed, it's interminable.
It's last, isn't it? Yeah, definitely. Stephen, where is he? There he is. Stephen has asked, who's the most famous person to come from your area? He's got Scott from 5. I like how he spelled 5 right as well with the number at the start. And Denise Van Outen. Who'd have thought? Warren?
I'm going to have to Google this because obviously I can name loads of people from Liverpool, of course, but I'm going to be more specific from like Walton, Bootle area. So if you give me a minute just while I quickly look.
Go ahead. Sam?
From where I live now, with the area of Manchester I live in now, it's either Les Dawson or Nobby Styles.
Decent.
Yeah, it's range.
Both solid fellas as well. Pete?
Yeah. Well, I'm sort of in the middle in a way. I'm Chilwell, so we've got like Wavertree and George Addison was up there. He was born up there.
Good one.
And then you've obviously got like John Lennon, who sort of grew up around like not far from where my school was. Strawberry Fields is like right next to my old school, so probably one of them. The Beatles, pretty good, but they're not necessarily from my area though.
How turbo scouts are you there? Who's the most famous person from where you're from? The Beatles.
The Beatles. This is the argument I always have with people, because if anyone tries to say South Liverpool aren't proper Scousers, I always just go back to them and say, so Ringo's the only Beatle then. Although I think he was Toxer, so technically he's South anyway. But basically, the South Liverpool, we've got the Beatles, haven't we? What can you do?
Big north-south divide in Liverpool, isn't it?
Yeah. If you get past the Jolly Miller, you need your passport if you want to enter my area.
Warren?
Well, listen, the North End, the sun always shines. Let's just put it that way. Anyway, according to Wikipedia, I'll do this as I don't know. Paul McCartney was from Walton, as was Claire Sweeney, but the best one is Keith Chegwin. So I'll take that. Keith Chegwin's a Walton lad.
I'm going from the Queen of Birkenhead, the King of Birkenhead, the Everton of Birkenhead, Paul O'Grady. Definitely.
Nice.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah. Amazing fella. Right, weirdly, we've got a couple on Batman now. Toffee knows who's the greatest Batman and which Everton player, past or present, would be the best Batman. Sam.
Is this a good time to mention that I've never seen a Batman film?
This is the perfect time to mention that you've never seen a Batman film. You've ever seen the cartoon?
Nope.
Oh.
I've seen the film Joker with Joaquin Phoenix.
Batman lands on the car and that's it, isn't it? And then fucks off.
He's like a little boy. He's a little boy in Joker. He sees him, but he's only briefly on screen. I'm told that Batman is all really about the baddies, because Batman's quite one-dimensional. And I've been told by people who like Batman that the Joker's the best villain, and the best iterations of the Joker are Jack Nicholson and Heath Ledger. But that's all I know about Batman. I am really, apart from the film Joker, which I quite liked incidentally, but
yeah, Batman. Yeah, I suppose he's a bit of a dullard, but he's got a really good car and dead cool gadgets. In terms of villains, the best period for Batman villains has got to be like the 1950s, when the comic writers were clearly on or the 60s, where they're clearly getting the ultra acid. And you've got villains like the Crazy Quilt, Calendar Man, and everything just goes psychedelic as fuck. You've got like I think there's with Rainbow Batman, and he turned up in a different coloured costume every day, colours the rainbow. They were fucked when they were writing this. It sounds incredible. But yeah, I think that's a fair point. Batman is a lot about the villains. But yeah, really do like Batman. But yeah, so any Everton player who you think could play him? Just probably Jordan Pickford.
Is he not a bit? Oh, who could play the Joker?
No, go on, then you can do the Joker then.
Andy van der Merwe.
Yes. Pete.
Best Batman is that's a touchy subject, that, because you've got, I mean, Michael Keaton for me was like the absolute, he just is Batman. But having said that, Christian Bale then comes along, and Christian Bale had a bit more at the other side, where it was Bruce Wayne, and it was a lot more about Bruce Wayne, and how that. So it's kind of a toss up between the two of them. Pattinson's one is got the potential, especially because it's filmed in Liverpool. I'm gonna say Michael Keaton for me, because he was my original Batman. In terms of people who could play Batman, I wouldn't say a player, but in terms of who's got the voice, Sean Dyche has got a good Batman voice, hasn't he?
Oh God, he has. Yeah, that's a hell of a shout.
He'd be a good. He could do the voiceover. He could just do the voiceover for when he's Batman. Do you know what I mean?
Who are you? Oh, Batman.
He has got like the voice of Tom Waits, and people don't notice it because he's like this sort of ginger northern lad, that he's got this gravelly, sort of weighty, soulful voice about him.
I think he can sing a good tune on a karaoke. Yeah.
Definitely, 100%.
Like honey in the ears.
Like you, Pete. Pretty much. Warren?
I'm going to go for the original Adam West in that original 60s series, and also as well the time that Del Boy ran out to it in that Only Fools and Horses Christmas special.
Oh,
that time.
Yeah, it's funny that. Everton player?
I was thinking Barry Horn, but then Pete's just come out with the voice there. I think the voice on Sean Dyche just nails it, because I think you put the Batman mask on Dyche, and that voice, I think, it's a touch of the Christian Bale's there, isn't it? So yeah, I don't think you can look past Dyche.
I think the perfect Everton player to play Batman would be Davy Weir. He would make an incredible Bruce Wayne. Yeah, definitely. Davy Weir. He could be James Bond. Davy Weir.
Yeah, Richard Gotham.
He's got that.
He's got that look, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. In terms of the best Batman, I'm going to go Kevin.
John Heitinger. John Heitinger to be the Joker. Best description of John Heitinger was he's got a face like a cop-eyed.
Luckily, he just threw that bit of needle in from nowhere there, Belter. I'm going to go Kevin Conroy, who was the voice of, like, I'm proper nerding out with this, was the voice of Batman in the Arkham games and in Batman the Animated Series. He was great. I actually had to go to the Ultimate Blue Room Authority on Batman for this question, Liam Dark Knight. And he said, you are correct, it is Conroy, as he was in the animated series, the best version of Batman. Although he's got a soft spot for Adam West, who we met when he was 7 at Forbidden Planet on Bold Street. Right, listen to this story. Liam's mum and dad told him he was off school to go to the dentist, right? But they took him to see Adam West in Forbidden Planet instead. If that's not the best bit of parent you've ever heard, that's incredible, isn't it?
Also, the best excuse ever, because if he went back to school and said, "Oh no, I didn't go to the dentist. I went to see Batman," they'd be like, "Shut up, you went to the dentist. You're still on the happy gas." Do you know what I mean? Genius.
It was the perfect crime, wasn't it? Absolutely.
Perfect crime.
Yeah. One more on Batman. Oh no. So a guy on Patreon. Why have I not got that?
It did just come up then, Les. Try it again.
Did it?
It did just scroll up on the bottom. Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Oh no, that was a different one. Anyway, Steve on Patreon it was. Is Batman and Evertonian because of that GCPD car outside the new ground, which looked great. So yeah, well, if Johnny Heitinger's the Joker, yeah, Batman's definitely a toffee.
Yeah.
Final one then. So after a long, hard bit of mailbagging, Liam has asked, after a long, hard day in the Blue Room offices, who's the longest in the Blue Room shower, and who's the one who borrows everyone else's Lynx Africa?
Me.
There's only one.
I borrow the Lynx Africa.
I'll throw it at you one first, put you on the spot.
I regularly come out. Yeah, I was just about to say I regularly come out smelling of secondhand Lynx Africa because obviously, as you know, with my job, a lot of teenage boys getting changed for PE. Afterwards, they always use Lynx Africa. So I do have a waft of Lynx Africa coming from me. So I've got that sort of thing about me anyway. So I'd have to spend a long time in the shower to get rid of that smell. So that'd be me.
Oh, fair enough. Pete?
I'm in and out in 2 minutes. Don't have to wash my hair. Beard gets a lot of attention. Yeah, Lynx, I'm not a fan. I don't nick anyone's Lynx. It doesn't agree with me. I'll be honest with you. There's just this thing about Lynx.
You just spray it on you just spray it on yourself.
I know. It's again one of the reasons why I don't drink anymore.
I don't drink. It's just off Lynx Africa.
Yeah, just down it in the shower. Who would be the longest? Is this like like one of them who's the longest in the shower type questions, or is it like?
Oh no, I think it's above board, but you've gone there now. No, it's above board. I mean, my initial thought was Dave's going to be lurking in the shower, isn't he?
Dave isn't here, is he?
Dave's going to hand out, so we can say that about.
I think Dave would probably be after everyone's Lynx Africa, but also probably their towels after they'd finished drying themselves off.
I am really glad that your teenage boys, Warren, are still keeping the old ways alive with Lynx Africa. I
thought it would have been well gone by now. I thought that was a 90s, early 2000s era and a bygone era that we've left behind. But no, it's still very, very popular for some reason.
I am on my knees for them to bring back Lynx Java and Lynx Tempest. Just do it. Incredible smell.
The shower gel's good. The Lynx shower gel's very good. I'll give them that. But it just smells cheap. I think it just smells like I was when I was a teenager. Yeah,
there's some fancy new ones, like a 5 or a 10, which is quite a lot for Lynx. Sam, we'll finish with you then. Who's staying in the shower the longest and who's nicking the Lynx?
Sorry, very quickly. The one who's staying in the shower the longest, let's be honest, is Matt, because his hair is so impressive. Sorry to interrupt you there, Sam, but Matt Jones, there's no other answer, is there? Let's be honest.
There's so much
Matt Jones's hair, it's sculpted by the gods, and I'm so jealous and I hate him for it. But yeah, sorry, Sam.
No, you're 100% right, because I've got long hair, so I know how long hair takes to do, and yeah, his hair will take some doing.
It's some good hair, that, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Hair, yeah.
Magnificent.
It's got good beard as well. Just everything about him.
There's no need. As I said before, the hair it's all out of whack.
Selfish.
There's so much. It's like money. There's so much to go around, but so few people have the monopoly on it. Honestly.
So what the worst thing is as well, when people with long hair cut their hair, and I think you don't know what you've got.
Exactly. Yeah.
Don't deserve that.
Yeah.
Don't deserve
it. There's no need for it. Yeah. There we go. That's been this week's Mailbag. Good place to end. Thanks to Pete. Thanks to Sam. Thanks to Warren. Thanks to everyone who sent questions in. We'll catch you next time on Mailbag.